Hey everybody, welcome back to Slapdash. We are here halfway through the Elite Four, and man, if you missed last week's episode, then you should go back and watch it because it was both heartbreaking and exciting and nerve-wracking. So, team is healed up, at least what's left of it. Let's take a look at them real quick. We got Large Marge. Hadn't really seen any action yet, wasn't a good fight for her to show her face. We got Pinky Hams, who put in a ton of work against the hardest of opponents. Blew through a lot of extra sensories. Birder did his share. Still trusty and reliable, I love her very much. And Pinwheel still here. Didn't get to use him that much. Napoleon is gone. And Dranoodle is gone. I really wanted to use Dranoodle for that rival battle. Those are both absolutely horrible losses. It leaves me with almost all physical, except for Pinky. Oh, man. My heart's not ready for this. Well, we're all healed up. We're not going to use any PP restores yet. We're still doing okay-ish. And I'm going to lead with Large Marge, because I have no idea what Agatha's going to have for me.
I am Agatha of the Elite Four. I hear Oak's taken a lot of interest in you, child. That old Duff was once tough and handsome, but that was decades ago. He's a shadow of his former self. Now he just wants to fiddle with his Pokédex, if you know what I mean. He's wrong. Pokémon are for battling. Law, I'll show you how a real trainer battles.
Oh, this sucks. Please no legendaries. Oh my gosh, I can't handle it. My heart's breaking. Alright, Agatha. Please go easy on me. Thank you. I genuinely appreciate that. I don't even think I'm going to need 3 hits, but I sure hope I get them. Alright, 2's good. Well, that's 1 slot down that could have been a legendary, or some pseudo, or something to ruin my whole day. What's next? Bell Awesome. Yes, I will. It's going to try to status me. I think I'm going to hit Fly, because I outspeed. I definitely outspeed. And it's my stronger flying move. And I can dodge whatever drops on me. No Stun Spore for you. Smacked. The blue blur. Well, I can't believe that didn't finish it off. I am actually in shock. A massive attack from a Swellow flying type stab? Do I still outspeed? No, I'm gonna use my restore now. Because there's not a lot of this thing can do to hurt me. Because I resist its typing. Pedal Dance. That's not gonna feel great, but it's not that bad. Swack. You're gone. Oh, my heart. Oh, it's just so tight. Oh, little birder, you're level 58 now. Congratulations. 40. Alright. Zubat. I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna stay in. This is the opposite of the last fight. Get slashed. Come on, Scope Lens, give me a crit. Not a crit. But you missed. What kind of berry you got? Citrus? Yup. It's not enough. It's not enough. There's my crit. Could have used that the first time. Pardon me, I was taking a sip of coffee. Pooch Hyena. Yes, I will change out. At least they're all unevolved. That's nice. I needed this. I really did. Quite badly. A little bit of recoil. Man, I want Brick Break so bad. Next playthrough, I have got to get some better TMs. Ladybug? That's awesome. That's great. Hey guys, I'm jumping back in here. At this point, my microphone stopped recording for the playthrough during this fight. Just then when I switched out Birder. for the Ladybug. I'm not sure why. I just had to go through and test it out, so I'm just going to dub over it for the last of it because I don't want to lose the integrity of the video. I want you guys to see that I actually got as far as I could on my own. So that was me beating Agatha, and the rest of this is going to be me dubbed over, and then I'm going to jump in at some point when I re-record it and realize that it was shut off for no reason at all. I was doing her voice.
I have nothing else to say. Right along now, child.
That was what it sounded like. So I heal up, and I'm super nervous talking to myself about how much I don't want to face Lance because he has some really high-level Pokemon. Man, it stinks. But yeah, later in the video, I'll jump in and say this all over again, being like, hey, I just realized my mic wasn't recording, so I had to stop and do this all over again. So there will be a little cut there, but it's after the last battle that I was at. And I was saying here that the Pokemon carpet in this Hall of Fame looks a lot like the airport in Portland, which is where I live. Okay, yeah, I was sweating bullets, but I just kind of ripped off the Band-Aid, I guess, as they say.
I've heard about you, Law. I lead the Elite Four. You can call me Lance, the Dragon Trainer. You know dragons are mythical Pokemon. They are hard to catch and raise, but their powers are superior.
And I was saying how sad I was because I lost mine that I've had through the whole game to a friggin' Kyogre.
They're virtually indestructible. There's no being clever with them.
Actually, it was to a Slacking.
Well, are you ready to lose? Your league challenge ends with me, Law.
Yeah, frickin' Slacking without Truant is so broken. But yeah, I was not looking forward to this fight. So he sent out a Graveler, and I was leading with Large Marge. I thought about it for a second. Mudshot's not quite strong enough to one-shot a Graveler, so I decided I was going to swap out. Because Large Marge could not take an Earthquake from this thing. So I went to Pinwheel, knowing it was either going to do an Explosion or an Earthquake. And it did, in fact, go for Earthquake. I was nervous because Pinwheel, you know... He has an okay defense, though, so he was fine. And then I surfed it. And it was ×4 effective. And I'm holding the Sea Incense, and everything was fine. So that was one down. Pinwheel's just pulling through the whole time. Loudrin came out, that's right. Man, I was so focused, I don't even remember the stuff that was coming out here. I started with a submission, and it missed. It's like an 85% accuracy move, I think, and it missed. And then he drops my defense, and then I try to submit again, and I miss. Thankfully, he missed with Screech, so we were right where we left off. Submission couldn't miss 3 times in a row. Oh, but wait, it did. And I get Screeched again, and I have to switch because I'm at -4 defense. I kind of hummed and hawed. Birder doesn't have enough defense to take a hit, so I switched to Large Marge. Because he's clearly just spamming Screech. Just like that. And I was waiting for him to use an attack. I figured he was going to throw a Hyper Voice or a Outburst or whatever at me it's called. Uproar. Only hit twice with a Rock Blast. A little disappointing, but, you know, it's still good damage. Over 50%. Marge is putting in that work. I'm just throwing Rock Blast left and right. And crit. Sweet, sweet Marge. And then he sends out the Combuskin. And I was like, do I want to leave Marge in? Try to Mudshot it? And I was like, no, Pinwheel's going to resist all of its attacks. I almost sent in Birder because it's fighting type. But I realized Pinwheel would have the resistance I needed. And I thought Combustion was like super fast, so I was nervous that it was going to get some huge attack off on me. But I outsped. Which I was surprised by. It must have a bad speed nature or something. I'll have to check the stats later. But Sky Uppercut's a huge attack, and I really wish Pinwheel had it. Thankfully, used a Citrus Berry, so it did not get full restored, and that means another Surf will finish it off. So this made me crazy nervous. Machamp has one of the highest attacks. Literally anything from it would do a ton of damage to my team. No way I was going to send out Pinky or Large Marge. They're vulnerable to fighting type, but Birder can put in the work. Now, it's pretty bulky, so one normal fly is probably not going to do it. But I did want to scout out its moves, see what it was going to try to throw at me. So dodging the first one was the best thing I could do, and fly is my strongest attack for flying type. Thankfully, I had equipped the scope lens, and a crit is what I needed to finish it off, and I got it, because Birder is a machine. She is a killing engine. So that was a huge boon for me, finishing off that friggin' Machamp. Now we see a Rattata. And because one crit's not enough, we've got that scope lens, 2's going to end it. So, we did in fact beat the Elite Four. The Elite Four is done. Lazy Dudley was beaten.
I hate to admit it, but you are a Pokemon master.
And that was that. We got 6,000. Of course, we still have one last fight left, and it's the hardest fight in the whole game.
Still can't believe my dragons lost. You are now the Pokemon League champion. Or you would have been, but you have one more challenge left. There is one more trainer to face. His name is Crumbum. He beat the Elite Four before you, and before it was cool. He's the real Pokemon League champion. So, we go to the bag. We top everyone off. I hum and haw about what kind of PP I'm going to restore. I look at all of my moves and see how much I have left in each one and which one I've been using the most. I just couldn't decide. I wanted to PP max something to bump it up, and I couldn't figure out what was going to be the best pick. In retrospect, I probably should have gone with Rock Blast because I used it so much, but I had no idea what to expect. I ended up using it on Blast Burn just because it was my highest attack, and Pinky needed some more attack fodder, because she is my wall, and having a wall with some good attacks is actually fairly smart. And I have a Max Ether. I wasn't sure what to use it on. I looked through all my PP. Took a little minute here of nervousness. I was pretty sure it was going to be one of Pinwheel's moves, because he seems to be putting in the most work. But they're all fine. I was sad because I looked at Napoleon and Jernoodle again, wept a tiny tear. Birder was doing fine. I realized it's got to be extrasensory. It's my only psychic move. Pinky used a bunch of it against the Kyogre. It's just the only thing that makes sense. So that's what I did. Oh, very nervous. This is how I was at this point. I'm just watching it again and I'm still nervous, and I just did this. And for good reason, let me tell you. Here we go. Hand in hand, we're doing this together.
Hey, Law. I was looking forward to seeing you, Law. My rival should be strong to keep me sharp. While working on my Pokédex, I looked all over for Pokemon. Not only that, but I assembled teams that would beat any type of Pokemon. And now, I'm the Pokemon League champion. Law, do you know what that means? I'll tell you. I'm the most powerful trainer in the world.
This was not my favorite rival music, you know, back in the day. It's a good one, don't get me wrong. It definitely builds some tension, but it was never my favorite. Okay, so, sent out a Slugma. I felt pretty good about leading with Large Marge. I was like, yeah, Mud Shot, totally gonna one-shot. And get this thing has Levitate. Can you picture a levitating Slugma? Because I can't. Ridiculous. So it's setting up. I decided to go with a Rock Blast, which was the choice I should have made in the first place. I mean, to be fair, Mudshot was a good call. Just no way to know that a random Slugma has Levitate. Cleffa stayed in. Just a little baby. A wee little babe. I realized Strength is going to be the best move to use on this thing. Just hit it hard. There's no real type advantage on anything. And it lives on a sliver and hits with a Sing. Talk about bullshit. But I use my flute. And he uses a full restore on the Cleffa, which, you know, I'm okay with. I nervously go back to my bag, but then I decide to just try to Rock Blast it. Trusty old Rock Blast. I need at least 3 hits to drop it, though. Which I get. Marge is the best. And then he sends out a Poliwhirl, which is not good for Large Marge. Not at all. I think, you know, it might have some fighting moves, so I'm not going to send in Pinky. Birder's not a high enough defense. Doesn't have any good moves against it, so Pinwheel's the way to go. Just use the stronger, evolved version. I felt pretty good about this one. It's just a little Poliwhirl. What could it possibly do to scare me? I decided to put it to sleep to start with, and it uses a fucking belly drum. I nearly spit out my coffee. Like, I wish I had belly drum. I would use the shit out of belly drum. It's now at +6. For those of you who don't know what that means, that is an unbelievable amount of attack boost. It could realistically one-shot anyone on my team with the right move. And I realize Tri-Attack's not going to do quite enough, but I gotta go for it again. He uses his full restore, of course he does, which removes the sleep. Even though he was only in the yellow. I hope for another status effect. I do not get it. I want to put him back to sleep. Look how much this Body Slam does. Body Slam. Well over 50%, and he gets the Paralyze. Things are looking really bad. Luckily, land my lovely kiss. And I have to switch. Like, sure, he's asleep. Or no, I use this turn to heal, which was smart, because I'm both paralyzed and down. And he stays asleep, which is good. I attempt a submission to see how much damage it does. He wakes up and gets a Body Slam and paralyzes me again. So at this point, I can only heal up again. Remove the condition, get those hit points, and then I'm trapped. Just like that. If I keep healing, he's just going to keep body slamming me and bringing me back down. So I have to switch. I think to myself, who has the most hit points? And Pinky Hems has almost 400 hit points. Her defense isn't that high, but it's just so much damage to calculate that I assume she's going to be able to hold out anything. I also look at Large Marge because I'm going to read it's using a Body Slam, which is not effective against Large Marge. But then he could easily switch to a Water Gun because he's a Poliwhirl. And that would definitely kill Large Marge. So I try Pinky Hems, he goes for a Body Slam, and then my heart breaks in two. He killed Pinky. He one-shot Pinky from full with a Body Slam because Belly Drum is horrible. And I never would have guessed that. Like, obviously her defense is pretty low, but luckily I threw in Birder and he outsped and I could finish it off. And then he sends in the Crobat. Crobat is terrifying. This thing has so much defense, really powerful poison moves, and crazy speed. Like, this thing can eat attacks. So he mean looks me. I miss my first Rock Blast, which is horrible. And thankfully, Large Marge gets it with a 4-hit Rock Blast, which I would have had to, which saved the whole team, I'm sure. That thing could have put in so much work against everything. And now I'm down to 3. Once again, we've got Marowak versus Poliwrath, sorry. This has been his starter since the beginning versus my starter. And I definitely have a big advantage because of my water typing. Holding that Sea Incense. Double Edge is his bet's move against me. So I go ahead and surf it. We see that that does a ton. Double Edges again. And he's going to go for the full restore. Oh no, he used the berry. And I finish it off. Get up to 57, and his last Pokemon is a Natu, which I'm very excited about. It's right around this point I realize I'm looking over at OBS and seeing that my microphone has not been recording this whole time. I start to freak out, and I'm looking around, and I'm excited because I actually beat it. I was breathing heavy and saying, oh my gosh, I actually beat the rival. I just dropped his Natu. Large Marge did it. I still have 3 Pokemon left. And then I freak out and say, no, no, no. And the audio cuts out because I try to restart my microphone. And then we're going to pick up when I decide to re-record with the new audio. Alright guys, I am back. I noticed that while I was doing the E4 battles, the last two, at some point my microphone cut out, so I'm going to be going back and dubbing over it, but I don't want to lose the integrity or the honesty of the video that I recorded, so you guys can see, start to finish, that I actually did this. So I'm already going to go over that when it happens, but I'm finishing that up now. This is just me realizing it. That's why the video stopped for a moment, but I haven't moved the game. You all watched me eat the rival. Large Marge brought it home. I defeated Crumbum.
No, that can't be. You beat me at my best. After all that work to become the league champ. My reign's over already? It's not fair. Why? Why did I lose? I never made any mistakes raising my Pokemon. Darn it, you're the new Pokemon League champion. Although I don't like to admit it.
Oh. So, you've won. Sincerely, congratulations. You're the new Pokemon League champ. You've grown up so much since you first left with
Squirtle. It was Pinwheel. Who's still alive? I kept my starter. I just realized that. That's awesome.
to work on the Pokedex. Law, you have come of age. Crumbum, I'm disappointed in you. You really suck. You're just a hot bag of penis water. I came when I heard you'd beaten the Elite Four, but when I got here, you had already lost.
Oak, how did you get in here? You had to beat the Elite Four to get through. Did you just school them all? Or were they still dead because I killed other Pokemon?
Do you understand why you lost? You've forgotten to treat your Pokemon with love and trust. Without them, you will never become the champ again. Blah, blah, blah. Law, do you understand that your victory was not just of your own doing? The bond you share with your Pokemon is marvelous. Law, come with me.
Oh, this doesn't really take the sting of all that loss out, and I'm really mad about that microphone thing. Why would it just stop recording in the middle? That's so stupid.
Congratulations, Law. This floor is the Pokemon Hall of Fame. Pokemon League champions are honored for their exploits here. Pokemon are also recorded in the Hall of Fame. Law, you've worked hard to become the new League champion. Congratulations, Law. You and your Pokemon are Hall of Famers.
Alright, here we go. Large Marge, Pinky Ham, Burger, Pinwheel, Napoleon, Dranoodle. They all helped me get here. They did. But well, everyone, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me through this Let's Play Pokemon Nuzlocke style with the Bloodlocke rules of Fire Red randomized. I had a lot of fun. We had some technical difficulties along the way, but I think in the future, all of my future games are going to be a lot more clean. I'm going to have lessons learned about overlays and the like. If you had fun in this series and you want to see me do more, I'd really appreciate it if you took a peek down there and hit like on the video. Go back and watch the playlist. And if you want to follow the channel and see some of my future Let's Plays, please click subscribe. That would mean the world to me. It really would. I know a lot of YouTubers say that, but honestly, this has been a really important project to me. I'm doing a lot with my life right now, and this is something I've wanted to do for a long time. So any of you who are following, seriously, thank you. The next playthrough I'm going to do is going to be a Pokemon Sage Nuzlocke, which is a fan-made game, and I think it's really cool. It's beautiful. I think they did a great job. It's all custom Pokedex. So that's what you get to look forward to next. So thank you again for joining me for the Fire Red Bloodlocke, and until our next playthrough, I know you're fucking cool.